And the star of Judy with a lot of Academy Award buzz, please welcome Renne Zellweger.
Yeah. Genau. Ah, there she is up there. Oh, maybe I can.
Stand up. My knees are going to give way because I'm so nervous.
No, I tore mine in the loop.
That's a heel and a ham.
And I didn't hear anything, so I think we're good.
Oh, we're good. Well, first of all, congratulations on the stellar performance. It was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how everyone's feeling after the movie because I went to see it the other day and I was so moved by the film that afterwards I couldn't speak for a little while. And I'm guessing you're feeling like that, but now you've got the adrenaline that Renne's here. And you're amazing. You're so skilled. You have so much talent. Yes. And in so many movies you're so comedic. And this is quite a dramatic movie, but still your humor shines through. As Judy, there's so many great one-liners. What was your favorite parts to play, your happiest scenes?
Oh, even the ones that seem to be, representing a challenging moment, like I'm having with this microphone right now, seemed, it was all joyful. The whole thing was joyful, really. It was just this shared celebration of her legacy and her importance, really.
I imagine it would be such a fun job listening to Judy and learning to sing like her. The singing was incredible. Did you do it, wasn't it? I was actually wondering, this time watching it around, if you shot the scenes in sequence, because if the stage fright was kind of real for that first time that you went out and you were like, I can't do it.
Yeah, there wasn't much acting going on in that. Yeah, that was pretty real.
Yeah.
I've never done anything like that before, and there were some real live humans with cell phones in the audience.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so it was very helpful that the schedule was as packed as it was, because there wasn't a whole lot of time to second guess anything. It's just sort of it's there, and now you're going to do it, and come what may.
It was just like Judy when she got her schedule, she's like looking at it, lobby 10:30, right? Okay, I'm not gonna look at it.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was the other scene in front of the audience when they start throwing things really upset me personally. I think just because she was such an amazing talent who gave so much of herself her whole life. And it's really sad that that actually happened. Did you feel that when you were playing that scene?
It's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a pretty aggressive kind of response. But granted, they've been drinking for about 4 hours a day. They're waiting on a lady for quite some time. About a sixth cocktail,
Yeah.
That's something that I was really happy about with this project, because we have all read the accounts of the final chapter of her life, and it sort of seems to have been blanketed with this idea of tragedy and all that. But with this project, we're able to kind of contextualize the circumstances a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it allows you to look at those final months of her life through a different prism, maybe with empathy and a little more understanding. I think it actually sort of sets her apart, really, because it's one thing to be blessed with a God-given talent, and then to be celebrated as a performer throughout your life, and it's another thing to have to overcome what seems to be the insurmountable in order to continue to perform, and seeing what she went through and how she was able to achieve that, and still maintain that relationship with her audience who loved her so much. I think it just makes her one for the ages, really, you know?
Yes, and Renne did it so beautifully because you showed such vulnerability and such strength at the same time, and there was that hope, you know, especially when she thought Mickey was going to get the cinema deals. And there is this scene when she's with Stan and Dan, is it?
Dan.
Oh, and they're so beautiful, her fans, and she goes back to the omelette and then becomes scrambled eggs. And the irony that she's singing "Come On, Get Happy" and he starts crying. But the part I love about that, and you might be able to extend on it, is that she's showing how she's so human. And she just wanted to hang out, you know, and then she holds him. And it's kind of like you wish someone would hold her, but it's the same thing where she says in the interview, "I'm only Judy Garland for an hour a day." You know, is that what it's like for you, being an actor, because you've got cameras around you all the time and you've got to be on so much, especially doing a press tour? You know, is it hard?
It's just a weird job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times I think it's easy to assume that the persona that enters a room in front of the person is the truth.
Yeah.
But actually, you know, that's just an amalgam of other people's projections, you know,
Yeah.
filling in the blanks or sort of whatever somebody threw out there on the internet or in her day, you know, on the radio and the papers. You know, it's there's a vast gulf between the two.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that I loved about this, is that, you know, you get to look at the person who goes home at night and is exhausted and away from her children, and appreciate more I think the cost of performance. It's different for me because I don't really do live shows, so I don't have that thing of the strain on your instrument that makes it more difficult to fully access it, the thing that is your bliss. Yeah, and that enables you to take care of yourself and your family. I can't imagine how frightening that must be, to be diminishing the thing that is sort of your identity, really.
Yeah, I'm guessing as well you could feel empathy being on tour like now, but also on a shoot in different countries, like in London. I don't know if you stayed in an Airbnb or a fancy hotel, but you know, there is that part of being away for long amounts of time. Do you do anything when you first get to a hotel room, or take anything to personalize it, to make it more homely?
I sanitize. Clean the dawn.
Yeah, don't look on the internet at those photos where they show the infrared camera light stuff in hotels.
Too late. No, I've been sick in hotel rooms before, and so I just remember that scenario when I look at the nightstand.
I know it's great now having YouTube, and I'm guessing you would have looked at a lot of videos. So I looked one today with Judy on a show. I think it was called Jack Pear. He was like was that his name? Yeah. And she was sitting there telling stories about being at school with Elizabeth Taylor and Mickey Rooney and going out and having cigarettes. I don't think she did. But is there any little secret behind the scenes stories you want to tell us? You haven't told anyone yet? Not so secret on the shoot? Fun things that happened?
I remember. So long ago.
When I went to the bathroom earlier, there was a beautiful girl in there, and I said, "Is there any question you would ask?" And she said, "Ask who's the best kisser, Hugh Grant or Colin Firth?" Question.
Can't remember that either.
Maybe you blocked it. You know, who knows? I like that. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a really good answer. What about when you're in London? Could you sneak out kind of in disguise and go to shops and go to restaurants and not be recognized and just be Renne?
When we're not working, which was never on this picture. But I just sneak around, take the tube to rehearsal and things like that. Sure. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, when you live normally, you kind of blend in. When you have 20 sort of very tall, handsome gentlemen in suits with strapping wide shoulders, and you draw attention to yourself. You know what I'm saying? But when you're just schlubby girl on the subway, nobody's looking.
Yeah. And one thing I was just wondering, I don't know if you guys were as well, but Rosalind Wilde, who was her assistant, and the relationship in the beginning was kind of awkward, but then by the end it was so beautiful, and she has the cake. Did you guys form a close friendship on the set?
Oh yeah, she came around. She was an invaluable resource for us. She was so generous. She helped me with just the logistical things, telling us how the club worked and everything. And
yeah, wow.
She's played by the gorgeous Jessie Buckley. Do you guys know Jessie Buckley yet? Right?
Yeah, she's amazing.
She's amazing. A Star is Born, y'all. Get ready. Talk about pipes. Boy, she could sing. She's a phenomenon. She's an incredible talent.
Yeah, because the real Rosalind Wilde would be, I'm not very good at maths, but I'm thinking...
Well, we wouldn't tell anyway. She was very young. She was very young.
28 in the movie, and it was about 51 years ago, so 79. So she's still going strong.
She's gorgeous.
That's great.
Yeah, regal. Very together. I was intimidated.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. The nails matched, the lips matched, the bag. She was immaculate. I don't really do immaculate. I didn't ask her. She gave me a big hug.
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah.
And what was the trickiest thing about the makeup? Because your eyes were so big and brown. I'm imagining you wore contacts a lot, and it'd be a long shoot.
Yeah, every day. Yeah, that's funny that I should mention that, because the makeup artist, Jeremy Woodhouse, who's phenomenal, he and John, who did the contacts, I don't know why, for insurance purposes, y'all, movies are weird. I couldn't put my own contacts in for some insurance reason. And the man, he could play professional rugby if he wanted to, because those hands are about like that. And it's quite something when they're coming at you. That was the most extraordinary exercise in Zen I've ever experienced. Almost. Wait. Oh, there we go. No, hang on. Almost. Makes you sick just thinking about it.
I was also thinking tonight how Judy became kind of really well known from playing Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. And your first character that I saw in Jerry Maguire was Dorothy. So I don't know, I always
And my gran is Dorothy.
Oh, really? Your grandma's Dorothy?
Yeah.
Is she still alive?
No, she passed a while ago. We were just talking about her last night with my family who's here. Where are you guys? Did you make it?
Family up there. Down there.
That's my dad's sister.
Oh, wow. And they were in Australia?
Oh, yeah, for many years. We won't talk about how many years. But they immigrated when my Aunt Rita was a little girl. And now she's got big strapping Aussie boys, and they've got big strapping Aussie boys.
Are you going to have any time to hang out in Sydney when you finish?
Oh, yes. I'm going to see him after this and tomorrow. I love you. I'm so happy to see you. She wasn't here last time when we came for Bridget Jones' Baby, so I haven't seen her since 2004? I missed you. And then my Uncle Obama. You can say hi to everybody. I won't embarrass you. You want to come down?
You don't have to. Well, if you want to, you can. She might know.
She wants me to leave her alone.
What was the Australian ad we had? It was Rita the Eater.
That's
Is it? Was that, am I right? It's a margarine, yeah.
Oh, there's no margarine in the house.
Yeah.
Because Dorothy wouldn't have it. We had that conversation.
Yeah, well, did you, I was just going to ask, because my grandma passed away as well, and I speak to her when I go walking in the park. Did you ever feel Judy Garland's presence around you on the set? Did you kind of feel like you were channeling her or she was helping you? Or is that a weird question?
That's not as rude as the answer. Let me do this diplomatically so you guys don't have to call the people who come and get a crazy person and take her away. Well, it the celebration of her, it was this really active, like fluid series of conversations, and it was just this celebration of her legacy and her work, and it was around us all the time.
Yeah.
So we were always sharing tidbits that we discovered, the night before on YouTube, or reading a book, or looking at photographs. And her music was always playing, or we listened to her interviews. Her voice was always in, my headphones or something. So it was palpable.
And the wardrobe as well, and all
yeah.
the set design.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
All of it. It felt that she was, there was the essence of Judy was very much alive on that set, and everybody was motivated by an appreciation for her, or a connection to the work that she had done, and the gift of the work that she had done and left us all. And so, certainly by the end of it, we were all sort of, sad to walk away.
Yeah.
But it's really cool to be able to be here now to talk about it. This celebration, to have you guys join in on it, and 50 years later that we're talking about her is pretty cool.
It is so cool. It really is, because she was such a gift. I watched The Wizard of Oz over and over growing up, and my sister and I would do that scene. Who rang that bell? We did, sir. Can't you read?
That's pretty good.
Besides, ladies and those are no fights.
You did watch it, didn't you? That was really good. I know some people in Hollywood, if you want to do the American Girl thing.
Back then, because we didn't have, Stan on Netflix or DVDs, we had one video and that was it. So we watched it over and over, and I just loved her. So it was the first time I saw it, I was really, really sad. I was telling you when we were walking in, and a lot of the audience won tickets from the radio station I work at, and I asked them questions to ask you, and one that came up over and over again was, ask Renne how she left Judy at the studio each day, and watching it, because there's some really emotional scenes. Was it hard to let that go and just go home and relax?
Oh, there's none of that. And I didn't want to.
Yeah.
There was no time for that, because we finished it, in the wee hours, and then you go home and you get ready for the next day. So you're looking at the stuff and doing the FaceTime with Brett, who did the dialect work with me every night, and then I did a deep dive into the YouTube videos, because I was so greedy. I just wanted to know more. Something, what did I miss for tomorrow? And inevitably there was a question that would come up in those, after hours rehearsals, where I just really wanted an answer, and so I'd start digging through, and then you know how it goes, you start, and then
the treasure hunt.
Right, it was, and then it was time to go back and do it again. So
You were living Judy in that time, probably
We all
getting
were.
hardly any sleep, and then just getting up and doing it again.
Well, that's how it works, really, but it's for a finite period of time. You just go really hard for that, that series of months, however long it might be, and then you fall on your face.
And what are you planning on doing next?
Well, I'm just having these little reunions everywhere I go, and I'm quite enjoying those.
Yeah.
How do you beat this?
So
Sydney
good.
and your family. You really can't. You can't ask for more.
I'm sure they've got some great places they can take you as well.